Alright, Eagles fans. Take a breath with me for a second. Because what we're about to talk about isn't just a name floating around the off-season rumor mill. It's a conversation about direction, about identity, about where this offense is headed once the dust settles. Here at Eagles Fans News, I don't like to chase headlines. I like to chase meaning. And right now, the tight end position in Philadelphia is sitting right at the center of a very real crossroads. The Eagles do not currently have a long-term answer at tight end. That's not panic. That's not criticism. That's just the reality. Dallas Goedert has been one of the most dependable, most professional, most quietly important players of this era of Eagles football. 8 seasons in midnight green. A guy who's blocked like a lineman, caught like a receiver, and carried himself the right way every single week. And this past season, let's be honest, it was big. 60 catches, just under 600 yards, and a career-high 11 touchdowns. 11. That doesn't happen by accident. That happens because an offense trusts you. Because a quarterback trusts you. Because when the field shrinks and the lights get brighter, you know where to be. But here's the part Eagles fans need to understand. Football decisions aren't made in a vacuum. They're made on spreadsheets. They're made in cap rooms. They're made with hard conversations and harder choices. Goedert is 31 years old. He's coming off his healthiest season in years, playing 15 games for the first time since 2021. And he's a pending free agent. From my perspective, that puts the front office in a tough but familiar spot. Do you reward the veteran who's earned it, knowing the miles are adding up? Or do you look ahead, knowing there are financial questions all over this roster? Because this isn't just about one contract. This is about Jalen Hurts' window. This is about A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith in their primes. This is about sustaining an offense that's been one of the league's most feared units when it's right. And that's where a name has started to surface. Not as a guarantee, not as a promise, but as an idea worth discussing. Isaiah Likely. Now slow down. This isn't me saying he's coming to Philadelphia. This isn't me telling you Goedert is gone. This is analysis. This is context. Likely is a 25-year-old tight end currently with the Baltimore Ravens. A former 4th-round pick who spent the last few seasons playing in the shadow of Mark Andrews. And that matters. Because when you play behind one of the best tight ends in football, your numbers don't always tell the full story. Last season, Likely caught 27 passes for just over 300 yards and a touchdown. The year before that, 42 catches, nearly 500 yards, and 6 scores. Those aren't superstar numbers. But they are efficient numbers. And more importantly, they came as a number 2 option. What Eagles fans need to understand is this. The Ravens already committed long-term money to Mark Andrews. That makes Isaiah Likely, at least on paper, more expendable. And when analysts around the league start connecting dots, Philadelphia comes up for a reason. Not because the Eagles are desperate, but because the Eagles know how to use tight ends. Go back through this franchise's modern history. From Brent Selleck to Zach Ertz to Dallas Goedert, this organization has consistently understood how valuable that position is. Especially in the red zone. Especially on 3rd down. Especially when defenses are stretched thin by receivers on the outside. Imagine Likely in this offense. Not as a splash signing. Not as a headline grabber. But as a chess piece. A younger tight end. More athletic. Likely cheaper. A guy who hasn't hit his ceiling yet. In my view, that's where this conversation gets interesting. Because if Dallas Goedert walks, the Eagles won't be looking to reinvent the wheel. They'll be looking for continuity, for a seamless transition. And Isaiah Likely represents that type of move. Not better than Goedert right now, but potentially better value over the next 4 or 5 years. And let's zoom out for a moment, because this is bigger than one position. This franchise has lived through eras, through heartbreak, through dominance, through reinvention. From Chuck Bednarik setting the tone of toughness, to Reggie White redefining what power looked like on defense, to Donovan McNabb carrying expectations on his shoulders, to Brian Dawkins turning emotion into leadership. And then, finally, Super Bowl 52. A moment that changed everything. Since Jeffrey Lurie took this franchise into the modern era, the Eagles have evolved into a consistent NFC powerhouse. Not perfect, not without flaws, but always competitive. This current roster sits right in the middle of that lineage. Jalen Hurts has grown into a leader who doesn't blink. A.J. Brown plays with an edge that defenses feel. Devonta Smith wins with intelligence and precision. And in the trenches, the legacy of Jason Kelce still echoes every Sunday. The tight end position fits into that story. It's not glamorous, but it's foundational. And if this team decides to get younger there, it won't be a sign of weakness. It'll be a sign of planning. Now, let's be clear. There's also a very real scenario where Dallas Goedert stays, where the Eagles find a way to make the numbers work, where continuity wins out. And if that happens, it makes sense too. But if it doesn't, if the Eagles pivot, if they decide the future matters just as much as the present, then Isaiah likely is exactly the kind of name you'd expect them to explore. As someone who lives and breathes Eagles football, I don't see this as drama. I see it as evolution. Because the best teams don't wait until holes become problems. They address them early, quietly, intelligently. And that's what this feels like. A conversation behind closed doors. A possibility. Nothing more. Nothing less. So Eagles fans, don't panic. Don't celebrate. Don't overreact. Just understand what's happening. This front office is doing what good front offices do. They're looking ahead. They're weighing value. They're protecting the future of an offense that still has unfinished business. And whatever decision comes next, one thing remains the same. This team is built to compete. This city demands accountability. And this fan base deserves honesty. Here at Eagles Fans News, we'll keep breaking it down for you. Not with noise, not with hype, but with perspective. Because in Philadelphia, football isn't just watched. It's lived.